Okay, welcome again to our part 2 of this session. And kindly tell us what are the requirements for me to come to Germany, as you said, as a dentist, as a nurse, or as a physiotherapist.
So first of all, there is the issue of the language, depending on your course. For us, it's B1, but for nurses, it's B2. So at least a B1 or a B2 certificate. Then the next thing is the document recognition. So it's easier to come with an institution that has already been recognized by the embassy. That is like KMTC, JQuat. I don't know how many more. Most of the physiotherapists I know that are from KMTC and JQuat. Yeah. So the other issue is document recognition. You have to get your documents recognized. That is your academic certificates, your KCSC certificates, and even the university one. They have to be verified, huh? And that's why people are advised not to laminate their certificate. Yeah, people should not laminate their certificate. Sometimes they want to confirm that seal, whether it's original. And the other thing is the visa processing fee. Of course, have your what do you call it? Have your DL if it's possible. There are some things that will save you a big deal if you have them before you leave Kenya. It's not a must, but if you see the way we used to do computer after leaving high school, I would advise people to do driving the same. Like when you just leave high school, just do driving. I didn't do driving. Right now, I'm struggling to do it. And I'm in the proximity of 3 big cities: Wiesbaden, Mainz, and Frankfurt. Even being close to the proximity of 50 kilometers within Frankfurt, the opportunities are enormous. The life might be expensive, but the opportunities are enormous. So, like right now, I got a job offer to do part-time package delivery, and I haven't done my DL. So you see, the little things like driving, computer, those things, do them in Kenya, while in Kenya, don't wait to come and do them here. So according to me, those are the few requirements. The language certificate, first and most importantly, document recognition, and also Arbeitsvertrag. You need a work contract. I don't know, but I feel like your visa is tied to your work contract. So those are the few things that you need. So, getting a work contract when you're in Kenya and you got no connection on this side, it's quite some work. You have to do your research. You have to try and reach out to people on this other side, try to forward emails to work employers, convince them why they should give you that work contract. Yeah. That's where the agency comes in. The agency is able to secure a work contract for you. That is the advantage of the agency. I think your question is well answered, right?
Yeah, sure. Looks well answered. Okay, kindly tell us, do you think now you have been in Germany for 2 years, almost 3 years, do you think you did a right decision for you to leave your country and to come to Germany?
No doubt it was the best decision, because while I was in Kenya, I was so frustrated with my profession because I was struggling to put my bills together. I had to work more than one job. I had to be up and down even over the weekends, doing house visits, maneuvering through Nairobi, through traffic, moving from Thika Road to Mombasa Road, going to see a client, and you spent over 4 hours on the road. So I could say that my profession was frustrating me, and I had given myself like 3 more years to leave that profession. I was ready to leave that profession aside and do something else for me. So what happened is that German happened. The German language thing saved my career. So it was a good decision to leave. You can't compare the amount of money a physiotherapist earns plus what we are earning here. So you can't really compare. There's nothing much to compare. It's what you earn in Kenya is like a drop in the ocean. Yeah.
Okay, back home, people believe that someone living in Europe or in America or someone who is living outside, like even in AU, these people are successful, and for them, they will not. Majority of the people, like family members and friends, they will not accept no as an answer whenever they need some help from you. What can you tell our family, our friends back home as far as life is concerned in Germany?
You see, I've started smiling even before you finish the question. You see, there's this perception that money in Europe is like uprooting fruits from a tree and just doing this chums, 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 chums. But the truth of the matter is that we are in Europe, but we are not on top of the food chain. Actually, tunasema tuko Europe, lakini kwa chain tuko hapa chini. Ni venye tu tuko Europe. Look, most of the people are in bed sitters, including me. Because if not so, you are having a very good salary or you are living in a village. But having a modern space in a modern city is expensive. Maybe you are, unless you are a couple, so that you are helping each other with the bills. Because tell me, if you are paying a house for 1,200 euros, how much will you be left with to spend and pay the other bills? That is only the house. So the point is, we are in Europe, but we are not on top of the food chain. So you have to realize that. Of course, the situation is better. The euro is sweet. Acha niseme hadi na Kiswahili ndo nisisitize. Euro ni tamu. But sometimes if I compare to our brothers and sisters in the US, they seem to be they seem to be earning more than what we do here in Europe. Of course, the systems are different, but they seem to be investing more and sending even more money back home compared to us who are in Europe. But I get it's because of restriction in working hours here in Europe. You know, in the US there are no restriction hours. You can unaweza chapa kazi hadi ukufe. You can do 2-3 shifts whereby you find yourself out of 24 hours you are working like 16 hours and 4 hours to rest. But here it's not allowed. You cannot do that here. So I would say life in Europe is not that bad. Of course, it's something. But according to me, it's also whether you've got long-term goals, like you want to get married here and have a mortgage home. So it's different, or you want to invest back home. It depends whether you want to flex here. It depends kama unataka kushindana na Wajerumani kudrive Porsche, G-Wagon, or you wanna save and invest back home. You know, you can decide to settle for the bare minimum here and invest back at home. But you can decide also you only live once and live your best life here, which is very possible. And if you live your best life here, you might have little to save. Because sasa utakuwa unaishi kama Wajerumani sasa. You'll be living like the Germans. You know, these people are spendthrifts. They love to go on holidays. But the Germans do travel a lot. If there are people who travel the world, kama kuna watu wanatembea hii dunia, ni Wajerumani. I don't know, but that's how I feel. Because each another day, unasikiga a person anakwambia ako Urlaub. They are going to even traveling within Europe, outside Europe. And I'm also starting to get Germanized slowly by slowly. Now I also want to travel. Traveling is an expensive affair, but also it's a good thing because it will give you another perception about life. So that's the one thing I've learned about life here in Germany. That you get that urge to travel time to time. Yes, back to you, host.
Okay, for our guests, for our lovely audience who are watching us, kindly, if you are wherever you are as a foreigner, try your level best to find something that will help you, because we are not remaining young forever. And if you decide to send money at home, make sure that there is a way this money is going to help you in one way or the other in future. And please, our friends, family members back home, kindly remember that life here is a little bit also hard, and we have to settle our bills, and we have to do a lot. So the little we can afford, kindly bear with us. I think our guest was explaining so well. There is people even dropping to dead in America because they really go, they work until they cannot. And this is not a good thing. So me, I'm very much in love with the European system, or the German system, where we have the limits. And after all, we are the backbone of the European Union, we Germans, because we are taxed so much. But we get a lot. We get a lot. We have good medication. We have Renteversicherung. We have Arbeitsversicherung. We have a lot. We have a lot of benefits, whereas other countries don't have. So I'm so happy that we are in a right country, and everywhere where you are, it's a good country, but try your level best that whatever you are getting, I will even advise people who want to invest. Also invest in Germany if you are here, my brother. If you want, you can also invest here. It's now your home because most of the time you are living here. And if you decide to invest home, kindly do it with the right person so that you don't end up in regrets because we are not staying young. A last question, uh, generally give us a general advice to someone who might be thinking to come to relocate to any part of the world or maybe specifically to Germany.
So, first of all, the first advice is that Germans are peaceful people. They don't settle their issues with fights. So, if you are a violent person, don't come to Germany. It's not a place for you. And if you avoid any issues to do with the laws of the country, you will be safe. Just come to Germany and get aligned. Learn their way of doing things. And they say, if you go to the Romans, do what the Romans do. So if you come to Germany, do what the Germans do. I swear, you will enjoy this country. You will enjoy this country. I would say it's one of the safest places. The police are so friendly, you don't get harassed because of your color. Nope. So, when you come to Germany, do what the Germans do. I don't have much to say. Yeah.
Fine, thank you very much. Go to Rome, do what the Romans do. This is the slogan. Welcome to Germany. We are conservative. We like our country. And please copy and paste our culture. Then this will be a very good place for you. Thank you, my dear guest, for coming. We are happy with what you have shared with us, and we will be very much grateful to welcome you next session, and thank you for being part of our family. Kindly, do you have maybe a TikTok channel or anything that on social media that you would like to tell our subscribers where they can find you maybe?
Okay, I'm on TikTok. I'm looking forward to be a future promoter here in Germany. And that means being outside, being seen as I try to shape my way forward. So my name on TikTok is Ludoman because I also play Ludo, a game called Ludo on TikTok. So you'll find me as Ludoman. The subtitle is Physio Explorer. I'm a physio, I'm an explorer. And for a minute, if you interact with me outside work, you might not even realize whether I work in a medical setting. Yeah. Because the person I am on TikTok is another person I am when I'm a physiotherapist at work. But find me on TikTok as Ludoman. That's the most active handle for now. And thank you very much, our host. You're doing a good job. Yeah, we'll continue interacting. Yes. So continue sharing the stories. People want these stories. People are outside here wanting to know what's life like in Germany. What is it like to travel? And since you are in Germany, you are doing a good job representing the country on this other side. You're a good ambassador.
Thank you for that credit. We are so happy and we wish you a nice sunny day and we see us. We are so happy.